Good evening to you, my friends. It is a pleasure to come and to talk with you, and to perhaps answer the many questions that you have from time to time that bother you, because your world always seems to show you turmoil and strife, and then you worry about the world. Many years ago you would not see what was happening further afield than within your home environment. But you have news and media and goodness knows what in this technological age. And so it is that you have a great awareness of what is happening within your world. Indeed, maybe a great awareness of what is happening in the universe. For there are many that explore space and want to understand that solar system, and want to understand how matter was created, where is and what is the big black hole. And then there are those that open their mind to the spiritual aspect of themselves. And this is where we come to the fore, because we want to encourage you to think. We want to encourage you to work with your spiritual selves, with the essence that you are. We want you to become channels for the Spirit that you are, for those that will walk with you in your life, unseen maybe for most of the time, but nevertheless there to assist, to help, and to guide. Because you know you do not walk the earth and your earthly life alone. You may sometimes wish to look over your shoulder because you feel a presence from the spiritual realm. But you think it is your mind and your imagination playing tricks with you. But you know, it is very important that you understand about your spiritual selves and your spirituality throughout eons of time. Many masters have walked the earth. To show the light of their spirit has been their mission. And there have been many things that have been documented to many of the masters. And you know they all link with that spirit within and with the world of spirit outside of themselves, and have produced that essence of being true to oneself and to the understanding of God being the Father. And whatever nation you belong to, the essence within mankind is the same, that of the Spirit. And so in that regard, in God's understanding, you are all equal. Whatever belief system you have or indeed do not have will not hinder your progress from the material world to the spiritual realms, because it will always be a natural transition. And then you can see beyond the confines of matter. And that is why we ask of you all this evening to think about your spiritual work, to think about your motives, to think about how you treat yourself and others, because that is what you need to work upon, to bring that spirituality out into the open, to speak of your knowledge and understanding of your own self, to help others that may be facing crises that you have been through yourself. So through that experience, you can just tell your own story to help another that you see to be in distress. Over the last few days, weeks, months, you have seen stormy weather lashing your physical world and your environment. And you can see the natural power that is behind the sea, behind the elements of nature. And everything in that world of nature seems to be what you may consider a little topsy-turvy. And you can see how small your existence on the planet is in the greater scheme of things. When there are disasters that they call natural, then mankind seems to blame the essence of God. But you know, within the world of spirit, we do not bring our wrath to bring you to submission of understanding the power of the great Creator that you call God. For those in the spirit world come to aid and to assist. And that is why we want you to take on board that you can live a spiritual life, and in so doing you will become kind to yourself and so kind to others, and you will be of service to God the Creator. You will want to find peace within yourself, and as you do so, peace will transcend into your world within the physical existence of life. It may sound a pipe dream, but you know, as long as you dedicate yourself to looking at life through the eyes of your own spirit, then things will look much better than they do when you cannot see beyond the confines of matter. There are many in your world that fear the transition of death, but it is, as has already been said, a natural occurrence. You have to move on because your physical body only houses the spirit for a short time, so that you have learnt a few lessons along the way, that you have enjoyed a physical life. As harrowing as a physical life may be, with its ups and its downs, you should endeavour at all times to see the good within yourself and within others, because that is looking through the eyes of the Spirit. Read your books, read about the lives of the masters, to get some inspiration as to how you should put one foot forward in front of another, to move yourself forward in your understanding. Because, you see, you may have many questions, and you have to find answers, because what you are doing is searching. Because you all have your own ideas. You all have a mind of your own. And sometimes inadvertently you put the shutters up, so that we in the spirit world can't always get through as clear as we may wish. You are always thinking that your mind is tricking you, where in fact you are being helped along the way. You are given strength, you are given courage, You are given many things that will transcend you into that greater understanding that love conquers all. Again, that may sound a cliché in itself, but it is always the love tie that binds you together with those that you consider that you have lost to the spirit world. All that you have lost, in essence, while you are here in the physical, is the physical presence of your loved one, of your friend. And so it is that we would encourage you to look at the 7 principles, for example, because they are open to your own interpretation. And we have already mentioned quite a few of them in this talk so far. We've mentioned the fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, personal responsibility, and the continuous existence of the human soul. We would remind you of the communion of spirits and the ministry of angels, because it is those in the spirit world that keep you going. Whether you feel their presence or not, it is irrelevant. But if you allow yourself to understand that they do still exist, then it will bring to you joy and comfort and peace. And then we talk about the fact that there is retribution and compensation for all the deeds done on earth, whether they are good or bad. And that means that nothing will hinder your progress, because it doesn't matter, but you will have to make amends. You will have to look and see the opportunities you may have missed to be of assistance to others. And so, when you look at all those things, you may think that you have a steep mountain to climb. But all that we ask is that you put one foot forward at a time. And as long as you have the right motivation and you are trying to help yourself, and in so doing giving help to others by your very actions, then the good news is that you cannot fail. And so that is why we ask of you to dedicate yourself to understanding your spirit, to understanding yourself. And that will move you forward, albeit slowly in some cases, and maybe too quickly in others, for you to grasp exactly what it is you are doing and where exactly you are going. But the only way is to move forward in your understanding of life. So we give you a little insight into what you have to do as an individual, to open your mind and your heart to that great power that you call God, so that you may be, to some extent, may be blinded by the light of the great love of God the Father. But when you come to that realization, you can walk forward. You can tell the good news to those that are struggling in their life. For there are many that never really move forward from the grief and bereavement of their loved ones, their friends, their children, whatever relative they happen to have lost. And as you enter a new year in your world, you expect things to improve. And you look forward with positivity, for you know that things have to work themselves out, and there will always be ups and downs in life. But we can assure you that with the understanding of the Spirit and the truth that there is no death, then you are strong within yourselves to be able to confront whatever obstacle is in front of you, and that you will pass with flying colours all those trials and tribulations, and you will be able to be of service to the great God, the great Spirit, that is love eternal. And so we leave you with the blessings from the spirit world, and give you that courage, that strength and that energy to move things on, so that you feel at one with yourself and those in the spirit world. And so you can find then peace. You can experience love. You can also experience that harmony that you need, so that you can indeed be about God's work. For the world that you live in, my friends, needs that light and you to work for the best possible outcome that is on offer when you are faced with adversity. When you do understand that you cannot fail, you can only move forward, then you are indeed beginning to understand that your spirit is the real person that you are. So remember that it takes dedication. And when you are feeling a little low, remember that we have asked that you dedicate yourself to the spiritual things that are important for you and for others. We bring to your world always light, for it is in that light that the darkness is dispelled. For too many people fear the unknown, and yet the unknown is just a continuance of life itself. And so we say to you, my friends, good night and God bless.